Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing.
Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to go sneaking, snooping, and spying on my patrons' Goodreads. I chose 3 of my patrons that I want to sneak, snoop, and spy on. And I'm very excited to share this with you because this is part 4 in this series. In part 1, I did this with Jessie from Reading with Jess. In part 2, I did this with Keisha for A Book Like You. In part 3, I did it with my friend Jordan from 𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕. And for this special part, I wanted to sneak, snoop, and spy on 3 of my patrons. So in this video, I'm going to be sneaking, snooping, and spying on Brandon, Corinna, and Melissa. And we're just going to see and compare books. We're going to see what shelves they have and everything. They have no idea I'm doing this. So this is a special little video for them. I am filming this a little bit early, so it's not like so up to date. Like this isn't what is on their Goodreads today, but I will have their Goodreads linked down below for you. So if you want to go compare your books to them or be friends with them on Goodreads, definitely go ahead and check that out. But we're going to go through when they joined, what they're currently reading, what their shelves look like. We're just going to compare books. So I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start with Brandon. So this is what Brandon's Goodreads looks like. Yeah, he's very active in the BookTube community. He shows up to reading sprints. He comes to book clubs. He's also a patron of mine. He loves thrillers like I do, but he also reads some other things like fantasy and things like that. So let's go ahead and look at Brandon. So we have details, his birthday, activity, joined June 2017. And then About Me section, typical reader gamer, mostly into thrillers, horror, general fiction, some YA, and manga graphic novels. They have, let's see, currently reading to read, a DNF shelf. Love to see a DNF shelf. Not feeling it at the moment shelf. That's smart because, you know, that's a thing. And then did not finish, which is also DNF shelf. So, okay. Let's see. Currently reading a couple of books here. See all 4 books that he is reading. Okay, so The Christmas You Found Me by Sarah Morgenthaler. He's actually reading that for the Night Owl Book Club, my Patreon book club. As you can see, I rated it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. He's also reading this horror book that's broken down, like there's a chapter or a section for every day, 25 days. I know he's reading that with some other patrons of mine. He's also on book 8, Sorrow and Starlight of the Zodiac Academy series. And he's also reading Let It Glow by Marissa Meyer. So you can see when he added it. So these were back in November. So is he actively reading those? But yeah. Okay, so that's very exciting. He doesn't have that many shelves, so that's okay. But I do want to look at his to-read shelf, like his want-to-read shelf. Okay, wow, 139 books are on here, so there's a lot to go through. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, Scythe, The Lake of Lost Girls, Near the Bone. This I also am interested in, The Lake of Lost Girls. I am interested in that. Catherine Green, Your Blood, My Bones, Kingdom of the Wicked, A Killing Cold. This is the new one coming out by Kate Ellis Marshall. It's also going to be the Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick for March, Till Death Do Us Part. He probably added both of those when the Sleep When I'm Dead announcement video went up because that's the book for January. Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. The Women Too Old for This by Samantha Downing. Yeah, The Monsters We Make. I put this on his radar. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Out on a Limb. The second book for Glow of the Everflame because I know he recently read and loved the first book. These Silent Woods. Don't Let the Forest In. My December Darling. The Killing Code. Maybe I need to tell him to take that off of his book because I gave it 2 stars, you guys. Not Quite Dead by, okay, wait a minute. July 2025. Is there no cover for this yet? There is no cover for this yet. Let's see. Book details and editions. Okay. There's nothing. There's no, but I do want to put this on my radar. I'm going to add it to want to read because it's adult. Oh, but it's adult and then it has young adult. I wish I could read more. Let me type it in. Let me see if I can type it in. Let me see. Okay. Just want to make sure. Not quite dead yet. It doesn't, all it says, get ready for the unmissable new thriller from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. In 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. That's all we know. Why can't I see anything else? Want to read though, because am I even able to add it to my want to read? I don't want the Kindle. Okay, this is being frustrating, so we're just going to go back. We're going to go back to Brandon's list, but I need to write this down because I don't want to forget it. So let me write it right here. Not quite dead. Dead yet. And that's Holly Jackson. See, this is dangerous going through my friend's Goodreads. It is dangerous. I tell you what. Okay, the Book of Bill. That looks like a horror novel, but I don't know. Anyway, okay, so those are a couple of his want to read, but what I'm really interested in is comparing our books and seeing, so these are his read books, and just right off the bat, let's just look. The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. The difference in opinion on that book. And then we both gave The Naturals 5 stars. We both gave The Grandest Game 4 stars. Brothers Hawthorne. The Woman in Cabin 10. He gave it 5. Okay. So let's go ahead and compare books with Brandon. Okay, so up here at the top, I don't know what this little, I think that was the little chart. Let me try to refresh it and see. The little chart is not showing up, but I don't know. It'll be okay. So books in common, 209. And let's see, a lot not in common. But our tastes are 79% similar for the books that we have both rated. So here's 99 of the ones that we have in common. Misfit Mansion, he gave 5. I gave a 4. The Bellwoods Game, these are both middle grade, 4 and 3. Just Married by Kirsten Margolin. He gave it a 5. I gave it a 3. Ooh, The Liar's Wife. We both gave it a 5. Yes. Suburban Hell, he gave a 5. I gave a 4. Night Books. I did not like it. That's also middle grade. Swiped. This one is so good. I gave it 5. He gave it 4. If you have not read this book, I picked this up on a whim. I had never read anything by the author before. I didn't hear anybody talking about this book. When I saw it at the bookstore, I picked it up. The main character has the same name as me, Gwen. Last name's different, obviously. But I picked it up. I brought it home. I read it right away, and I loved it. So he gave it 4. I gave it 5. Let's see. Little Monsters by Kara Thomas. That's a young adult. He gave it a 5. I gave it a 3. Two Sides to Every Murder. He gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. That was for the Night Owl Book Club, which is my Patreon book club. Dark Corners by Megan Golden. He gave a 4. I gave a 5. Ooh, So Thirsty. He loved that one. That was also for the Night Owl Book Club. I hated that one. Small Spaces is a middle grade. Everyone is Watching. We both read that for the Sleep When I'm Dead book club. So he loved that one apparently, and I only gave it 3 stars. Let's see. Delicate Condition, he gave a 4. I also gave a 4. We Spread, he gave a 5. I gave a 4. The Clinic, we both gave a 4 to. The Island, we both gave a 4 to. What Have You Done, we both gave a 4 to. She Started It. He gave 4. I gave 3. We both gave a 4 to The Grandest Game. He gave a 4 to The Lost Girls of Willowbrook. I gave that a 5. Murder Road, he gave that a star more than me. Every Last Fear, he gave 1 more star than I did. Let's see, The Arrangement, he gave it 4. I gave it 5. Pretty Little Wife, 4 and 3. No One Can Know by Kate Ellis Marshall, we both gave a 4. The Writing Retreat, he obviously liked that one more than me. He gave it a 4. I gave it a 2. Only If You're Lucky, he liked that a little bit more. We both gave A History of All Places a 5. If you have not read this book, high praise for me and Brandon. This was so good. The vibes are definitely there. The Last Word, he gave it 5. I gave it 3. This is another one that we totally disagreed on. The London Seance Society. I read this for my in-person book club, and I did not like this book at all. It was absolute torture, and I probably would not have finished it if it wasn't for my in-person book club. It was the very first book that we discussed in my in-person book club. So I was like, I need to finish this. Kill for Me, Kill for You, we both gave 5. Pumpkinheads, we both gave 5. Horror Store, he enjoyed it. I did not. The Night Shift. Oh, I forget what I rated that, but I read this from my podcast, so I never went back and added my rating. I wonder if I added my review. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and see what I rated that because I don't remember because that was a couple of years ago now. We Used to Live Here. He gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. The Night Swim, a 5 and 4. Middle of the Night, a 4 and 3. Heartstopper, we both love. Fairest, let's see. What else? Ooh, The Collective Regrets of Clover. Yes. If you guys, another one, if you have not read this book, you need to read this book. I mean, look at the average star rating on this one, a 4.17 with 87,000 ratings. Like, you need to get on it. The Quiet Tenant, we both gave 5. Another one, high praise from both of us. If you have not read this one, I highly recommend. Let's see what else. We both gave like 5 stars to The Last Time I Lied. Yes, this is my favorite Riley Sager. I've read it. I've reread it. Yeah, such a good one. You Shouldn't Have Come Here. This was so ridiculous, but like in the best possible way. Such a fun, like popcorn thriller. No Exit. Obviously, I feel like if you haven't even heard of this book or read this book yet, I don't know where you've been. This book has been talked about for years since it came out in 2017. So you definitely need to have read that one. Let's see. Home Before Dark. We both gave 4 stars to. Let's see. Heartstopper Volume 4. Let's see. Heartstopper Volume 3. Cress and Heartstopper Volume 2. The Only One Left, we both gave 5 stars to. So this is another really good Riley Sager book. Let's see. The 7 Year Slip, he gave 4. I gave 5. Let's see. More 5 stars. Let's see. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Of course, because she's the best. And I'm so sad she did not win the Goodreads Choice Award, but it's fine. It's fine. Why did he give yours truly 4 stars? All right, let's see what else. Heartstopper Volume 1. The Inheritance Game, we both gave 5. I'm Glad My Mom Died, we both gave 5. If you're looking for a memoir to read, this is a really good one. It was very popular back in 2022. It has a 4.45 with over 1 million ratings. Wow. Let's see. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, we both gave a 4. The Housemaid, he gave a 5. City of Bones, we both gave 5. So yeah, This is Brandon's Goodreads. We'll go back. But yeah, I'm going to have his Goodreads linked in the description so you can go over and be friends with Brandon, especially if you like thrillers, horror, general fiction, some YA manga and graphic novels. Yeah, so that's Brandon. Let's switch it over to my friend Corinna, my friend and patron Corinna. Okay, here we go. Here is Corinna's Goodreads. I've probably known Corinna the longest between these three patrons of mine, but we have all of the details here. Activity joined August of 2007, so she's definitely been on here longer. Favorite books: adult thriller, fantasy, adult contemporary, literary fiction. Crazy about books. I cannot read them fast enough. I'm obsessed with buying them. I have over 500 books at home that have not been read. I constantly read newsletters and get recommendations and then go buy them. Where she lives, they have 2 great used bookstores and I get them all for $2 or less. It's fantastic. Oh my goodness. All right. Corinna has a lot more shelves here. So read, currently reading, to read, a DNF shelf, a Kindle shelf, I own shelf, avocado TBR. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Is that like a term that I should know? I feel like it is. Do I need to Google that? Because I kind of feel dumb. What's an avocado TBR? Let's see. It doesn't say anything. So I need answers, Corinna. NetGalley, Book of the Month, KU, want to reread. Ooh, very interested to see what she's interested in rereading. Fall 2024, 12 and 12 in 2025. Ooh, we can peek on that. Survive the Night readathon, Talk Bookish to Me. Yay! I love to see it. Everand, Audible, Borrowed from a Friend, Sleep When I'm Dead. Ooh, okay. Let's look here because I want to see. Okay, these are the books that I have for my Night Owl Book Club for 2025, but she only has 10 books on here. So let me see which one she does not have on here. She has the first 3. Firefly Lane, she doesn't have that on here. So maybe that's on her, like, want to reread. So Firefly Lane, and what else? Oh, she doesn't have Agatha Christie on here. Okay, so The Crooked House and Firefly Lane are the ones that are missing. But she has everything else. So that's really good. Yay! Okay, I also want to look. I want to look at this avocado TBR because there's 93 books on this list. Like, what is an avocado TBR? I'm so interested. Okay. It's just all kind of different books. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. She needs to read The Perfect Child. I gave it 5 stars. This is interesting. The Quiet Tenant. Corinna, whatever avocado TBR is, you need to read it. Okay, that's very interesting. What other one did I want to look at? Want to reread. Yeah, that's the one I want to see. So, Bear Town. She wants to reread that one. That's also for my book club in 2025. The Secret Garden. I did reread that this year. Actually, the first time I read it, I gave it 5 stars. This time on reread, I gave it 4 stars. She wants to reread Powerless, which is good because that's my Night Owl book club pick. Let's see, Throne of Glass. I also want to reread that because I read it so long ago. Lumberjanes, The Catcher in the Rye. I've never read that, obviously. So none of these I've really read. Oh, I did read The Diary of a Young Girl, like Anne Frank, but a long time ago. I've only read the first 3 books in the Harry Potter series, so at some point I will read those, but it's not like a priority. Okay. Okay, now let's peek at her 12 and 12 for 2025. She has 14 books on the list. So I think she got people to pick like a couple of different books and she's going to like choose which one. So she has The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. Let's look at that. Fantasy. What's romantasy? Actually, Ward D by Frida McFadden, The Broken Girls, which I've read and gave 3 stars to. The Reappearance of Rachel Price, I actually recently picked up at the book exchange, so I also want to read that. Apple Pies and Other Amends. Okay, Ready or Not. It's a 5 stars, Corinna. I hope you love it. The Radium Girls, The Dark Story of America's Shining Women, Shark Heart. Who told her to read that book? No, ma'am. Spark of the Everflame. I'm not surprised because a lot of my patrons have read that series and they really enjoyed it. Sorcery of Thorns, The Thursday Murder Club. I gave it 4 stars, but there were a lot of words. It was the tiniest font I ever did read, and it took me a lot to get there. Ooh, this series right here. Yes. After I Do, I think that might have been my pick that I gave her to do. And Throne of Glass. Okay. Anyway, so there's her 12 and 12 for 2025. But yeah, I'm really excited about some of these. Like obviously Ready or Not. I'm interested to hear her thoughts about all these, but after I do. And I want to reread Throne of Glass. That's where I saw it. But yeah. Okay, let's compare books. That's what I'm here to do. Compare. Oh, I also really quickly borrowed from a friend. I like that she has that because then she knows like I'm borrowing this from a friend. I have to give it back. Let's see what she's borrowing from a friend. Ready Player One. Awesome. Okay, now let's compare our books. Compare books. Okay, once again, the chart is not showing up. That's because Goodreads is trash and they can never get their stuff together. Okay, Corinna's books. Wow. Books in common, 528. 83% similar for the books that we have both rated. So here's 96 books that we have in common. Quiet Girl in a Noisy World, an Introvert Story. The Smell of Other People's Houses. Book Love. Relish in the Kitchen. That Night by Chevy Stevens. Eleanor and Gray. We both gave this 5 stars. So we both highly recommend this. It's the first book in the Chances series. I've only read the first book, but I have a vlog of reading this book on my channel. I bawled my eyes out. So good. Criminally underrated. Look at this. Only 33,000 ratings. Hello? Do I need to start putting this on people's 12 books by 12 friends in 2025? Because I will do it. This book is so good. Let's see what else. Furthermore, Girl in 6E, Saga, The Dream Daughter. We both gave this one 5 stars. So you need to read it. This is another criminally underrated book. Only 40,000 ratings. Add it to your TBR for 2025, everybody. This book is mind-bending. As it says, delivers a thrilling mind-bending. You need to add it. It's historical fiction, but it's so good, you guys. It's so good. All right. What else can we convince you to read? Saga. The Body Farm, we both gave 4. It's so interesting because I never remember, like, I've never heard other people like read Patricia Cornwell's like the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒔 series. I'm also contemplating a lot about the 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒔 series lately because I'm like, do I actually want to keep up and like buy all the books if I don't have plans to read them? Should I start reading them? I'm having like a whole thing, you know? Let's see. Saga. Let's see. Other 5 stars. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. Only 52,000 ratings. Okay, I'll be honest though, this one does have some content warnings, and maybe that's what's like scaring people off. But like, wow, this came out 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago. So I'm definitely expecting more people to have read this book by now. And the cover is really pretty. Maybe the cover is confusing, but this one is really good. We both gave it 5 stars. Highly recommend. Okay, where was I? I DNF'd this recently before I let go, but I know several of my friends have, I think it's probably a DNF for now. But yeah, this one I've heard nothing but amazing things about. Just for now, I think I'm gonna not read this one. Let's see, what other books? Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. We both gave it 5 stars. Yes, 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 yes. 4 stars with 149,000 ratings. This makes me so happy. Yeah, I love this book. Let's see, what else? Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. Like I said in Brandon's list, Abby Jimenez is queen. So this is the 3rd book in the Friend Zone series, and we both gave it 5 stars. Yeah, really, really good. Let's see, what else? Saga Volume 1. Yeah. If you're looking for a comic series, like this is a really, really good one. I've read quite a few of them, but I'm definitely not caught up and, but yeah, this is a really good comic that I love. I haven't read it in a while though. Let's see. The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. We both gave it 5 stars. This one came out in 2021. So I haven't read the 2nd book yet. So I need to get on that. But yeah, really enjoyed this. A 4.0 star rating with 261,000 ratings. Yeah. We both gave 4. Okay, Restore Me by Tara Mafi. Cress. Scythe. Part of Your World. Yes. 5 stars, like I said, with Brandon's list. Let's see. Just for the Summer. Yes, both gave it 5 stars. More Abby Jimenez, please. More Abby Jimenez. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was the very first book that I read by this author, and I was like immediately a favorite. So, yeah. The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. Obviously, high average star rating. This one has a 4.3 average star rating with 774,000 ratings. So that's definitely a winner. The Great Alone I gave 4, but that was the first book that I ever read by Kristen Hanna. So honestly, it's probably a 5. Maybe I need to go back and reread it. Maybe that's a reread for me in the new year. Yeah, I think so. Let's see what else. People We Meet on Vacation. Some people hate it. I absolutely love it, and so does Corinna. This one has over 1 million ratings. That's crazy. The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood. We both loved this one. This one also has like 1.5 million ratings. Let's see. The Giver. We both gave this 5 stars. Now, this is one of my favorite books of all time. I love this book. It has 2.5 million ratings and it has a 4.12. This book, the reason why I love this one so much is the writing. It's very concise. It's a short book. Does it say how many pages? 208 pages. And she packs it in there. If you have not read The Giver, you need to read The Giver. Even if you've seen the movie, I don't care. Read The Giver and then come back and thank me because it's that good. Let's see. What other books? Catching Fire. We both read that together, I think, over like the spring because we reread the Hunger Games series. Yeah. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, obviously another Taylor Jenkins Reid book. 3.4 million ratings, and it has a 4.41. Yeah. And then The Hobbit, we both gave that 5 stars. 4.1 million and it has a 4.29. It's such a good story, you guys. And then It Ends With Us, we both gave 5 stars too. Another one with 3.9 million. And then The Hunger Games, obviously a 5 stars. So yes, very, very good. 9 million ratings, and it has a 4.34. So that's Corinna's Goodreads. And I will also have her Goodreads linked down below in the description box if you want to go follow her and be friends and see what she's reading. Look at her currently reading shelf. 13 books, Corinna. Stop it right now. This gives me heart palpitations for someone to be reading 13 books. Is this just like her TBR for the month? She puts her entire TBR on her like currently reading shelf. Is that what this is? Because I'm scared. I'm absolutely terrified. Okay. So if you like the chaos, check out Corinna's Goodreads linked down in the description box. Okay, so now we're moving on to my final patron, Melissa. Yeah, I'm really excited because so far these have been like so different. Let's see, share screen. Melissa's Goodreads. So Melissa, here's your Goodreads. And okay, so joined in August 2012. Okay. And then Melissa's favorite books. And she has read, currently reading, and to read. This is a girl after my own heart. Read 843 books, currently reading 1 book. Yes. Love Unwritten. I hope you love it, Melissa. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm so excited you're reading this book. As you can see, I gave it 5 stars. So I hope that you're giving it 5 stars as well. Okay. And then her want to read being 0 books. This right here makes me so stinking excited because we did like a little planning sesh like back in November on my Patreon, and we were talking about how our want to reads are. Everybody uses their Goodreads differently. And so it just really depends like how you use your Goodreads. I use my Goodreads and my want to read shelf specifically for books that are coming out in a new year. So I'll collect all the books I want to read in 2024 and like put them on my want to read. And then as I own them or read them, I obviously take them off. And then when a new year starts rolling around, I empty that list and I only have books for like 2025 on there. So Melissa had like a bunch of books on there and she said, you know what? I'm starting fresh. So she deleted her want to read shelf down to 0 and she's only going to start like building it up again. So I love that. Okay. So I do want to look through favorites. Let's go back. That wasn't it. I want to look at favorites. Okay, here we go. Why does it keep doing that? Melissa's favorite books. These are not her favorites. Look at this. This is not her favorites. I guess I just have to look like this. Jojo Moyes, I don't know what that one is. Unwind. These are so little. I can't see. I should be able to click it and hit more or something. See, this is frustrating. Okay. Currently reading Love Unwritten. Good. Melissa rated a book 3 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 1 star, 4 stars. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't look at this in anybody else's. Melissa has read 169 books of her goal of 52. Yay! That's awesome. So that's very much like mine. Okay, let's compare books because it's definitely trying to act up over here. All right. Okay. Melissa's books, books in common, and our tastes are only 68% similar. I think that's like the lowest I've had. I mean, it's the lowest I've had between like Brandon and Corinna and Melissa, but I will say, like I said, I've done Jesse and Keisha and Jordan, and I think this is the least similar. So let's go through and see what we have both rated 5 stars. Cece's journal. No, she gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Let's just start fresh. Okay. 5 stars. I'm looking for 5. The Haunting of Aveline Jones. This is a middle grade book, but if you like reading middle grade, I would recommend reading this around like spooky season. Because it's like a horror book, but I loved this. We read this for Bookathon, or at least I did. And I'm assuming that's when she read it too. Criminally underrated, only 5,000 ratings. I think like adults that read this book they need to read this book. If you read middle grade, you need to read this series. But yeah, there's probably not going to be a lot of ratings for this book because like children don't use Goodreads. I don't know why. They should, but maybe because they're over on the story graph. Okay. Let's see. Other 5 stars that we have in common. Are we going to have any other 5 stars? Okay. Such Sharp Teeth. Yes, Melissa. This is my favorite Rachel Harrison book to date. I was actually sent the book from the publisher and I was shocked because I knew she had come out with books before and I was like, wow, I'm sleeping on this author. I loved this. It is still my favorite. I've read everything that Rachel Harrison has published except for her Bad Dolls short stories. But all of her novels I've read, and this one is just so good. The humor, the sisterhood, the friendship, the romance. Yeah, love this book. Okay, let's see what else. Down Among the Sticks and Bones. I have not kept up with the series. Okay, I have not, to be honest. I think I've read maybe up to like 5 or maybe 6. I don't know. We'll check in just a second. But this one is my favorite. Of all of the ones that I've read, this one is my favorite. Let's see how many I've read. Okay. Every Heart a Doorway, I gave 5. Down Among the Sticks and Bones, a 5. Beneath the Sugar Sky, a 3. In an Absent Dream, a 3. Oh, I did not read this. Come Tumbling Down, a 3. So I've read 5 books. Yeah, I have not. Wow. Okay. What is happening? 10 books. Yeah, I have definitely not kept up. So I'm like halfway through the series. I don't know if I want to go back to it, to be honest, but you know, this one is my favorite, Down Among the Sticks and Bones. Let's see what else. Do we have any other 5 stars in common? Yes. Oh, this is a good one. This was my favorite book of 2021. I will never stop talking about this book, although I probably haven't talked about it nearly enough lately. But this book is so good. It's the first book that I ever read by 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒔. I have read at least 1 or 2 other books by the author. Nothing compares. This is the best. So highly recommend. Heartstopper, Every Heart a Doorway. Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I haven't thought about this book in a minute. But yes, this was so good. If you haven't been spoiled for this, highly recommend. There is an adaptation. I thought that was also done very well. But yeah, this book was worth the hype for me. And obviously for Melissa. No Exit popping up again. Love that. Oh, she gave it 5 stars too. I heard, look at this. It has like a low average star rating, but I loved this book. I thought the summer vibes were there. I thought the Italian vibes were there. It was also like an emotional story. It's short, 255 pages. Oh, it's so good. So me and Melissa highly recommend. So if you haven't read it or you've only heard bad things about it, consider forming your own opinion. Me and Melissa loved it. Maybe you will too. Add it to your summer 2025 TBR. Okay, let's see what else. The Storied Life of A.J. Thickery, another absolute favorite of mine. I love Gabrielle Zimmerman. This one is just so good. It does have an adaptation. I have not watched the adaptation yet, but this one is so good. And it's also short, 258 pages. So another one that you could read at the end of the year that would be perfect. And it's a really cozy read too. So you could read this before the end of the year and bump up your Goodreads goal. Okay, let's see what else. Heartstopper, obviously. Heartstopper. One Day in December. We both loved this one. Yeah, that was a fun one. Let's see what else. Ooh, The Turn the Key. Yay. We both gave this 5 stars. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite Ruth Ware to date. But I only have one more book to read of Ruth Ware. It's backlist. Let's look. 0 Days, I think it's called. So I've read The Woman in Cabin 10, In a Dark, Dark Wood, Turn the Key, It Girl, One by One, The Death of Miss Westaway, The Lying Game, One Perfect Couple. I haven't read this Snowflakes, but this is like an audio only book, I think, but 0 Days. And I have that on my TBR. So I'm hoping to read that in 2025. Okay. Let's see. Heartstopper. The Flat Share. We both gave this 5 stars. This is such a fun book. I love that it's dual POV, and I love the concept of this book. I also love the cover. Yeah, such a good one. The Kiss Quotient. This one is spicy, but so good and so fun. Has this author written anything recently? I feel like they haven't. Have I missed it? Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, I'm caught up. 1, 2, 3. And then nothing else. It says more books, but yeah, nothing. I wonder if they're going to write anything else or if they're going to publish anything else. Because I really like their writing. So I hope they do. Heartstopper Volume 1, Murder on the Orient Express. We read this together. We both gave this one 5 stars. This, I think, is my favorite Agatha Christie. Let's see. The Four Winds, we both gave 5 stars. The Woman in the Window, we both gave 5 stars. I read this so long ago, 2018. What a time. What a time. The House in the Cerulean Sea, we both gave 5 stars. This is very like cozy fantasy. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. The Great Alone. Let's see. Tomorrow. My favorite book of all time. If I haven't convinced you, maybe Melissa can convince you. This is amazing. I will be rereading this in February for the Night Owl Book Club. I'm very excited about it. It's so good. Let's see. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is the only Lucy Foley book that I've rated highly. So if you're going to try her out, this is where I suggest you start. This is where I started with her. I haven't had much luck since then, to be honest. People We Meet on Vacation popping up again. Verity. Yeah, this one is very different. It is like a romance-ish, but it's more like thriller. So, and it's also short, 323 pages. So, but that's very popular. So I'm sure you guys have all. And then we have the last 3 books in common: Catching Fire, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and The Hunger Games. So that is our little comparison. So we had some books in common, but only 68% similar. So that's very interesting. I'm sad the little chart is gone for everybody. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what Goodreads is doing, but thank you for coming along with me on this journey. I love comparing books with my friends and seeing what they're reading and all of that fun stuff. I do plan to do more of these in the new year, but that's all for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.